What's going on? Terry James, your mortgage guy, coming to you again today. So what I wanted to talk about today is new construction, new build loans, home loans. What do we do when you get a new build, you get in a contract? A lot of new builders will, of course, typically they have their in-house lender. Does that mean you have to use their in-house lender? No. Okay, so you got to read the contract, make sure you look through the fine print, and read, how long you can take before you can change lenders, but you do not have to use the builder's lender, the in-house lender. Now, the thing I want to talk about today is that with the new build, the builders are always going to give incentives, right? So if you use their in-house lender, you get incentives, which are really awesome. Hey, we're going to give you $10,000. If you go with our lender, you'll get $15,000, $20,000, whatever it is. That's great. It's amazing, right? So what I want to talk to you guys about, because we had a situation come up recently. And basically, with the client was getting $10,000 from the builder to go with the builder to use their lender. They were getting a credit of $10,000 to use their lender, which is wonderful. That's awesome. The only problem is that their lender was charging them almost about $6,000 to use them. So what does that mean? Overall, while the builder is giving you a $10,000 credit, the lender is taking $6,000 in origination costs. So what are you walking away with? You're walking away with $4,000, which is still a good deal. But if you use a outside lender, more than likely outside lenders can typically match or be competitive with that $3,000-4,000. So what that means is that is more important, especially for like a first-time home buyer. If you're going through the process of buying your home, it's more important that you go with your lender that you trust, that is transparent, that you know exactly what the fees are, you know what you're paying for, you know how much everything costs, there's no hidden fees. So because the difference is going to be is that, like for example, this client that I had, she was having a hard time, number one, getting a hold of the lender. The lender was unresponsive, which unfortunately happens quite a bit in this business. And so therefore it's important that we understand that yes, with new builds, new constructions, you're going to get some credits, but you also have to weigh in, is it worth, and can another lender, can my guy who I like to work with, can they get close or make it competitive to almost the same thing with lender credits? So there's other things that are available to help compete in that market if you want to use your person. A lot of the time the builders will say, hey, we have an in-house lender, which is really wonderful. And they say, hey, if you use our lender, we'll give you, more credits, which is great. But sometimes that lender is not always great to work with. And so you need to know and be aware that you have the option to change and to work with a lender of your choosing. You just have to be upfront with your lender. Let your loan officer know, like, look, I really like you, but I'm not going to lose out on $5,000-10,000. What can you do for me? How can we get competitive? How can we get close? Because at the end of the day, I understand, you want to, listen, this is a big purchase. If it's within, so much, a couple thousand, $1,500, you got to now realize that this is the biggest purchase of your life. Do you want to entrust that with someone who isn't even returning your phone calls, who isn't returning your emails? So these are the different things that you have to go through and that you really have to think about when it comes with builder, new build construction. These are some of the things that you want to be aware of. Because yes, the builder is giving you a deal, but you want to look through your loan estimate. Okay, it's called a LE. Your loan estimate will tell you exactly what your lender is charging. They'll break down all the fees, all the credits, and at the end of the day, that's what you want to compare when you're looking at those things is, okay, well, what are you paying? Yes, you're getting a builder credit, but what is your lender charging you for the fees? And as a red alert, I would always advise, if your lender is not being upfront with your fees, I would tell you right now, don't use them. Bottom line. If you don't know what you're being charged for your interest rate, if you don't know if there are any fees for the interest rate, that's a problem that you need to be aware of. And that's why I always say you got to prep. You got to prep before you start buying. Vet your loan officer. You want to know who you're dealing with, that they're transparent, that you know everything up front, and that they're going to go through everything for you. Because buying a home can be very complex when you're dealing with the wrong loan officer. So keep that in mind. New construction, new builds, always look at your loan estimate, regardless of what the builder tells you. Review your loan estimate, look at the fine print, and see if you're really getting that full builder credit, or is there a lender charging you to kind of balance out what your builder is getting you. All right, so a couple tips. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you later. Take care.